Have you ever gone to lie down and rest, closed your eyes, and instead of your mind going quiet, it starts running through everything you still need to do? The email you haven't answered, the thing you forgot to buy, what you're going to say tomorrow, a conversation from last week that you're still replaying. That's not a focus problem. That's not you being bad at relaxing. Your mind is doing something it actually thinks is helping you. This video is educational only, not medical advice or treatment. In one common version of the story, in the 1920s, psychologist Kurt Lewin was sitting in a cafe in Berlin when he noticed something odd about a waiter. The waiter could remember long, complicated orders without writing anything down. But once the bill was paid, the order seemed to disappear from his mind. Lewin's student, a psychologist named Zeigarnik, took that observation and turned it into a real, well-documented study. The phenomenon later became known as the Zeigarnik effect. She found that people tended to remember unfinished tasks more readily than tasks they had already completed. Once something is done, your brain lets it go quiet. But while it's still open, unfinished, unresolved, or unplanned, your brain treats it like a browser tab left running in the background. You're not actively looking at it, but it's still open, still pulling a little bit of your attention, even when you're trying to rest. This is also why it gets so much louder right when you're trying to rest. During the day, you have 100 other things pulling your attention. The moment you finally sit still, there's nothing else competing for it anymore, so every unfinished thing gets loud at once. This is actually a protective habit, not a flaw. Your brain isn't trying to ruin your evening. It's trying to make sure you don't forget something important, fall behind, or lose track of something you'll need later. As far as your brain is concerned, closing that tab too early feels like a risk. The problem is, your brain doesn't have a good way to tell the difference between a tab that's actually urgent and one that can wait until tomorrow. So it just keeps all of them open, all at once, including the ones that could easily wait. That's exactly why rest gets interrupted by thinking and planning. It's not that you're choosing to think about tomorrow's tasks instead of resting. It's that your brain hasn't been given a reason to believe those tasks are safe to set down, even temporarily. So what actually helps? You don't need to solve every open tab before you rest. You need to give your brain proof that the thought won't get lost if you stop holding it in your mind right now. That's why writing something down can work so well. The moment a thought is captured somewhere, you'll actually see it again. Your brain gets the signal it's been waiting for. It doesn't have to keep the tab open anymore, because the tab isn't going to disappear. Try creating one specific parking place for these thoughts. A notes app, a small notebook by your bed, a notepad somewhere you pass often in your home. When a thought shows up while you're trying to rest, you don't have to solve it right then. You just write it down and tell yourself, "I'll come back to this tomorrow." This isn't avoidance. You're not pretending the task doesn't exist. You're just refusing to let your mind treat every open thought as an emergency that must be resolved before you're allowed to relax. Over time, this teaches your brain something important: that closing a tab for the night doesn't mean losing it. It means trusting that tomorrow you can come back to it. If your mind keeps running through your to-do list right when you're trying to rest, this is usually why. It's not a focus problem. It's not a willpower problem. It's just your brain trying to protect you the only way it knows how. If this helped you understand your own mind a little differently, you may also want to watch the previous video where we talk about why small things can suddenly feel overwhelming. And if you want more calm, practical reflections on stress, burnout, and recovery, you're welcome to subscribe and follow along with the Resilience Project. Mindset, renewal, resilience.